rockets have been fired at a US base in Syria in an attack that's been blamed on an Iranian proxy in neighbouring Iraq. This is the first strike like this for a number of weeks, but it fits into a pattern of strikes by Iran's proxies in the region against US and coalition bases. Now, this comes against a backdrop of heightened tensions across the region following a huge Iranian drone and missile strike that was aimed at Israel earlier this month.
Last night, a defensive coalition of Israel and its international partners successfully thwarted a large-scale attack from Iran. Iran and its proxies launched over 350 suicide drones, cruise missiles and ballistic missiles and rockets from Iran, Iraq, Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon towards Israel. With approximately 60 tons of warheads and explosive materials. But the threat from Iran was met with the aerial operational, technological and intelligence superiority of a united defensive coalition of international allies led by the United States together with Great Britain, France and other partners in the region. Together we intercepted 99% of the threat towards Israel. Together we thwarted Iran's attack.
Tensions peaked after Israel launched an attack against an Iranian embassy building in the Syrian capital Damascus that killed 7 members of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, including 2 top generals. That prompted a huge Iranian response, which the United States, the United Kingdom, indeed Jordan and other allies were involved in thwarting. About 99% of those missiles and drones were successfully shot down before they hit their targets, many of them before they reached Israeli territory.
Iran's unprecedented attack was met with an unprecedented defense. This was the first time that such a coalition worked together against the threat of Iran and its proxies in the Middle East. Hamas and Iran want to ignite the Middle East and to escalate the region. We are still on high alert and assessing the situation. Over the last few hours, we approved operational plans for both offensive and defensive actions. We will continue to protect the state of Israel, and together with our partners, we will continue to build a more secure and stable Middle East.
That was seen as pushing the region to the brink of full-blown conflict, and regional leaders, international leaders, the United States, all urged Israel to try and show restraint. What we saw was almost a week after that attack, Israel hit back with what's been described as a missile strike at a target in Isfahan province in central Iran. Now, that appeared to be the end of it. Iranian media downplayed the Israeli strike, but the Israeli strike was also seen as a demonstration of capability. So whilst much smaller in scale, Israel had demonstrated that it could hit back, and it could hit back in a province deep inside Iran. Isfahan, significant to Iran for many reasons, but not least because it houses the Natanz underground nuclear facility.
Iranian state media has seemed to downplay the attack, saying that a number of small drones have been intercepted by Iranian air defense over Isfahan. That seems to indicate that Iran is seeking to step down off the ledge, minimize the impact of the attack, and perhaps walk back down the escalation ladder from here. There are a host of targets Israel could have hit in Iran in the vicinity of Isfahan, to include some nuclear research laboratories, The Natanz nuclear facility is nearby, as well as production facilities for drones and other advanced ballistic missile capabilities. They chose this target probably because it was none of those and could demonstrate while Israel reserves the right to strike those more sensitive targets, they weren't going to do that this evening. So far, it does seem that Israel took a limited strike, in spite of the fact that they did strike inside of Iran, for the purpose of demonstrating that they can do it, and that Iran should not make a repeat of this weekend's activities.
That exchange between Iran and Israel was the first open exchange between those two countries, between those two arch enemies, attacking each other directly in many, many decades. But there has been a shadow war running in the background. When Iran and Israel attacked each other directly, that's what stoked these fears that the conflict could spiral into an all-out open conflict, into an all-out open war. What appears to have happened late on Sunday is a sign that almost like we're back into sort of normal operations, normal behavior of this shadow conflict of using the proxies. So a group, Iranian-backed group in Iraq, suspected of launching this attack against a US base. Not the first time. On this occasion, no US personnel were injured, we understand. That isn't always the case. There was an attack in late January which killed 3 US personnel at a base in Jordan, an attack launched from Syria. So the stakes remain high. This conflict could still spread and escalate. Right now, Israel's priority appears to be the Gaza Strip, where it's been waging a months-long campaign to try and destroy Hamas militants who launched the devastating and horrific October the 7th attack on Israeli soil.